Hello, I'm Aldwyn Altuney.
And I'm Michael Thompson.
And welcome to
another episode of
Movie
Movie Review TV. We see films as they are, rate them out of 5 stars. Movie Review TV. Movie Review TV.
Oh, good job there, Michael. That was excellent. And today we are going to be reviewing The Greatest Showman.
That's right.
This is a fantastic, absolutely fantastic movie. Before we get into our thoughts on it in detail, I'll read you a little bit about The Greatest Showman. This is a 2017 American musical drama film directed by Michael Gracey in his directorial debut, written by Bicks and Bill Condon and starring Hugh Jackman, Zac Efron, Michelle Williams, Rebecca Ferguson and Zendaya. The film is inspired by the story of P.T. Barnum's creation of the Barnum Bailey Circus and the lives of its star attractions. Principal photography on the film began in New York City in November 2016, and it premiered on December 8, 2017 aboard the RMS Queen Mary 2. The film was released in the United States on December 20, 2017 by 20th Century Fox and has grossed $390 million worldwide, making it the 5th highest grossing live action musical of all time. The Greatest Showman has received mixed reviews, with praise for Jackman and the rest of the performances, music and production value, but criticism aimed at the artistic license taken, with some reviewers calling it awe-inspiring and shallow. At the 75th Golden Globe Awards, the film received nominations for Best Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy, and Best Actor, Musical or Comedy for Jackman. For the song This Is Me, the film won the Golden Globe Award for Best Original Song and was nominated for Best Original Song at the 90th Academy Awards. Wow.
Well, it should have been nominated for everything, I think.
Yeah, I think it should have actually won a whole heap of awards by now, and it has won a few, and I think really it's an absolutely fantastic film.
And should have won more awards, I think.
Yes, it should have. And really, I think, this film is really one of the best movies I have seen this decade. I would say it's definitely one of the best films I have seen. I love the music. I loved the storyline. I loved the point the movie was making. It was a really powerful film. It was talking about belonging. It was talking about accepting people as they are. It was talking about stepping into being who you are, just being true to yourself. And it was really a collaboration of love, really. It was really a beautiful story of love, and it showed how people can have very small minds and can be very jealous and angry over things that they don't understand, over people that may look different, and how people pick on other people. I mean, bullying has been around forever, and bullying is very prevalent in society. And I think the big point this film is trying to make is about accepting people as they are. And if everyone just accepted people as they were, and if they were true to themselves and really loved themselves, then actually world peace is possible. And I know Zendaya and Zac in an interview said what they want for the world is world peace. And this movie really does, I think, go a long way to showing what we do in humanity as human beings to other human beings, and how we could look at things differently, and maybe to be more accepting of ourselves and more accepting of others, to create a more peaceful and harmonious world. I absolutely loved it.
I know that you loved it, Aldwyn, because you've seen it twice already.
I have. I've seen it twice, and I would see it again easily. I absolutely loved it. And I picked up new things the second time round that I didn't get the first time round. So I really, really enjoyed it.
You need to see it again.
I'm sure I will see it again. And the music, for original music, I was very impressed at how good the music was. And the words in the music, the inspiration in this film was beautiful. I mean, it really did show the roller coaster of life that does happen. There were some really low moments in the film too, and that's how life goes. But it's all about how you're going to be in those low moments. How are you going to be in life when things don't work out the way you think that they should work out, or the way that you planned that they would work out, or the way you hoped that they would work out. What happens when everything comes crumbling down in your life? What happens when you fall in love with someone that your parents or your family don't accept? You know, those kind of questions, which are very common themes, really, I would say, worldwide. And people's quest for belonging, and people's quest to have fun, and to really enjoy life for everything life has to offer. I think it was a great celebration of life movie.
And freaks basically kept themselves, you know, in the 19th century, didn't they? They kept away from the general population, the normal people. They were ostracised, weren't they? And this, as you know, as you can see in this film, there was a lot of protests, weren't there, in the streets about having all these freaks, you know, in the well, it was originally like a wax museum, wasn't it? Except with, you know, live people, wasn't it? That he turned into a circus. So a lot of people didn't like all these freaks coming out of the closet, did they? To just do just for P.T. Barnum to make money.
Yeah,
that's what everyone thought, wasn't it? Just a money making scheme of his, since he got fired from his job, didn't he, at the shipping place?
Well, he lost his job. The business went down.
Well, the business
business
went bankrupt, so he had to use the collateral, you know, from the business, even though he didn't have it. He filled the banking thinking he had collateral, didn't he, from a couple of ships that sunk.
Yeah, we don't want to give too much of the storyline away.
Well, this is the beginning, so it's not giving too much away. That's basically how the film kicks off. Yeah, isn't it? He gets fired from his job, and he has to think up another way of making a living.
Yes, that's P.T. Barnum, and and you know, what does he do when things get hard? It shows all of that, when things don't work out the way he thinks they will, when he starts his freak show, or his
he just searches freaks and oddities from all over the place. He advertises for in the newspaper, and he ends up finding most of them in his hometown, doesn't he? So
and it becomes a circus. It turns into a circus, and you know, the way that he gets people through the door, you know, it's a great story of business. Actually, it's a great story of a business success, and most businesses that are successful, the people behind them at one point probably failed at some point, because they took risks and they gambled, and things don't always go to plan. So how are you going to be in business? Are you going to keep going, or are you going to be part of the 80% that fail in the first 5 years of business? And P.T. Barnum was certainly an extraordinary figure of the 1800s who set up this circus and brought the freaks in together, and the freaks, people that look different, and created something really to celebrate. Something they brought them in, and he actually said to one of the guys at one point, when he was recruiting for the circus, you know, the little kid that he wanted to bring in, the kid said, "Oh, why you want me to go there so people can laugh at me?" And Hugh Jackman, as the lead character, said, "Well, people are laughing at you anyway. You may as well get paid for it, right?" So that didn't go down so well, actually.
It was the dwarf, in other words.
That's right.
The 21-year-old.
Yeah, that's right. That one didn't go down that didn't go down so well. However, when he later spoke to the kids' values and said, "Oh, you could be like the guy on the horse, and you wear a great costume, and you know, entice the guy to come in," and then one by one he pulled in all these people who were mocked, and created this amazing entertainment spectacular, really, that many people loved, and there were certain people that really hated it, and things at one point went really ugly. So it's an interesting film with all its ups and downs. And the only thing I didn't like about this film was the animals in the circus. And back then, I'd say nearly all circuses would have had animals. However, nowadays, you know, we know better now. And animals in circuses, I don't think it's a very fair thing for animals to be in circuses. And I think there's a lot of cruelty to animals in circuses, and that could be a controversial issue. However, I don't think elephants are meant to be, you know, standing up on two legs, or lions going through hoops of fire, and for animals to do that kind of thing, I think, you know, they've obviously been prodded, and they've been poked, and they've been probably at some point tortured in a way, so that they do these very unnatural things, and that's why I don't agree with animals in circuses. However, I'm sure in this film no animals were harmed in the making of this film, as they always say in films. So that's the only point I would make. The only thing I didn't really like about it was to see the animals in the circus. However, I understand from a Hollywood point of view, they want things to look grand, they want things to look spectacular, and of course elephants and lions do look spectacular.
And everything in this film is pretty spectacular, I've got to say. Yes. All the choreography and a lot of the songs are very memorable. You'll be singing, you know, the songs as soon as you go out of the theatre when you see this movie.
Yes.
They catch in your head straight away, these songs.
They do. And the costumes were amazing. The outfits, the makeup and costumes were just spectacular. I think that was done really well. I think the writing of this film, the words in the film, you know, it was like everything that was said mattered. You know, every quote, every line in this film mattered and said something. So I think that is also to be commended. And to be the first film ever directed by the directorial debut by Michael Gracey. I mean, to be his debut as a director, I mean, what a spectacular job. I mean, Michael, I would say you have a massive future ahead of you if you're watching this. Absolutely massive if this is your first film. I mean, there's been so much attention to detail and so much spirit and energy in this film. And watching some of the interviews, there's so many interviews with the stars on YouTube that you can watch. And it was really interesting, and they were saying that, you know, Hugh turned up to scenes where he wasn't even in the, you know, or other actors and Hugh would turn up at scenes where he wasn't even on that day, and he would come and support the other actors, and the magic and energy that happened between the cast and the actors was really special. They all said that. So I think that energy that was there among the characters and in the film, I think that shone through also in this to make it as successful as it's been.
Yeah, there was a lot of camaraderie, wasn't there, between all the cast in this film?
Such bonding.
Hugh made them bond together. Hugh Jackman.
Yes.
As everyone knows, and as all the actors said, you know, in the behind the scenes interviews, he's just a nice guy, and he's nice to everyone on set. So that makes people feel good. And as you mentioned, he showed up to all the you know, other actors' scenes, and he was barracking them on as well. So his spirit was there, even though he wasn't, you know, acting in a scene.
Absolutely.
That he was in. He was giving his support always, wasn't he?
Yeah, and I must say, I love Hugh Jackman, and I actually met him live in person. I interviewed him in 2004 when he was in Paperback Hero. Well, people watching this may not know that. When he was in Paperback Hero, I interviewed him and Claudia Carbon, and that was the very start of his career back then, where he, you know, he just started to make some great movies. And back then, I remember him being just the nicest person back then, and so humble. And I remember looking at him thinking, he is absolutely stunning. He's such a good-looking person as well, and so humble, and just such a gracious spirit about him. And in one of his interviews online, his father, he said his father was a leader, and he said people would think that they would be working for his father, as he had an accounting firm. However, the father said, actually, I am working for them. So that's interesting. And he always said, also be kind to other people and you know, be respectful of other people as well. So I think that obviously.
So that's where Hugh learned it from.
Well, Hugh's family background,
obviously.
Obviously they had great morals and great way to live life, and sounded like they were amazing people. And I think that's rubbed off on Hugh, and he certainly is an exceptional person. He seems to be on and off screen. I don't really see ego there with him. I think with actors, they probably need a certain amount of ego, but I don't see any cockiness or arrogance at all with Hugh.
Not with Hugh Jackman, that's for sure.
I don't see it with Hugh at all.
And he's very experienced at doing musicals. Hugh Jackman is, because obviously he did Beauty and the Beast, and also The Boy from Oz as well. So he's experienced at, you know, live musical comedies. He's never done a film version of a musical, has he? And as he pointed out in the one of his interviews, there hasn't been a movie like this made in 23 years in terms of, you know, all the songs are original. They're all original songs.
And amazing. So good.
By songwriters. And I know, you know, the last musical that I can remember was Mamma Mia.
Yeah, I love Mamma Mia too. I absolutely
like that
love
movie
that
as well.
Yeah, I love that.
So if you love, obviously, musicals that are, you know, well done, like what are some of the best musicals you've ever seen? I mean,
Sound
Rocky Horror Picture Show, yeah, Sound of Music.
My Fair Lady.
Yeah, My Fair Lady, Singing in the Rain, etc., which is another great film. Cats.
Yes.
So this is
Phantom of the Opera.
Phantom of the Opera.
So many.
That's been done as a movie, has it?
It has. It's been done as a movie.
Yeah, I'll have to check that one out. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
The Phantom of the Opera movie.
It's a good movie.
So yeah, that's one I'll have to have a look at.
It's a good movie. But
and it inspires me to have a look at, you know, the older musicals as well. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Yeah, I love Chitty Chitty, Chitty Bang Bang, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. You know, I still remember that.
Yeah, that had a lot of memorable songs in it. Same as this one even has even more.
And Calamity Jane. Songs. I love Calamity Jane growing up. There's so many great musicals out there. But this one, The Greatest Showman, is unlike anything else I have seen. I absolutely, absolutely loved it. And I will actually give it 5 stars, Michael. I'm going to give this 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. And I would see it again and again and again. And there's so much in the lyrics. There's so much in this about being kind to each other, about being true to yourself, about belonging, about caring. And I want to share the final quote that came up on this movie. It was by P.T. Barnum. The noblest art is that of making others happy. Isn't that beautiful? The noblest art is that of making others happy. And I certainly felt happy walking out of this film. It really gave me it gave me faith in humanity. And as I say, I'll watch it again and again. 5 stars. Loved it, loved it. And I cried and I laughed and I went through all the emotions you go through in a great movie. There was drama there was suspense, there was action, there was excitement. There was just I can just rave on about it forever. I really, really loved it. What about you, Michael?
So I'm giving it 5 stars too.
5 stars too. Wow.
I'm afraid.
Wow.
There are many memorable scenes in this film. And obviously a lot of great songs that you won't get out of your head.
No.
And my favourite scene in the film is the opera singer, Jenny Lind, on stage when she first sings. Because obviously P.T. Barnum doesn't know. He hasn't actually heard the opera singer sing.
No.
So he had just to take her reputation for granted.
Yes.
And obviously when she belts out this beautiful song, Never Enough, he just comes to tears.
Yeah.
And all the audience is enthralled as well. So that was a magic moment.
It was beautiful. The acting in that moment by Hugh Jackman, how he looked
at
her.
Moved,
he was so moved. And it was kind of like she was like an Adele of the, 19th
1800s. Century.
Yeah. Yeah, she was like an Adele back then.
A Swedish
Adele. It's still another cold country. Maybe there's something to be said about great singers coming from cold countries, like Adele's from England, right?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So, yeah, there you go, another cold country. They just want to belt that voice out. Yes, spectacular. So cheers to the makers.
She doesn't swear like Adele, though, I don't think.
No, she doesn't swear like Adele. I did see Adele live, and she does swear a fair bit. So cheers to the makers. They probably didn't learn that
in the 19th century.
No. Cheers to the makers of The Greatest Showman. Congratulations. Fantastic film. And if you get a chance to watch it, absolutely
you got to go see it.
Go see it. And write your comments under this post. Wherever you're seeing this, we'd love to hear what you thought of the film and any feedback you have, any questions that we can answer, or, we'd just generally love to hear from you if you like what you've seen here.
But go see it and then make some comments.
See it and make some comments.
Under this video.
This video. And share the love. Share this video, share the love. And we look forward to more great movie review TV episodes. If you haven't subscribed to the Aldwyn Altuney channel, where you'll see all our movie reviews, and also on Facebook, we've got a movie review TV page, so you can like that page as well.
This is the first ever episode we've given 5 stars.
It is. It's the first, and this is our 20th episode now, and we've both given. This is the first time ever we've given 5 stars.
Straight cat named Bob. We gave you gave 5 stars and I gave 4.5. I could have easily given it 5.
Yes,
to tell you the truth.
Right,
so
right.
I just had to be
different,
half a star different.
Yeah. Street Cat Named Bob. I love that film too.
Just
very
to
different.
Yeah, go and have a look at that movie if you get the chance.
Yeah,
it's probably out on DVD by now. So
yeah,
or on
Netflix or something.
Netflix.
And Bob is so much like my cat Tiger, so I was a bit biased there. I just loved it.
And you're a Hugh Jackman fan as well.
Yes, and I love Hugh Jackman. So feeling very blessed. So
The Greatest Showman, there it is.
There it is, Greatest Showman. There it is, and feeling very blessed to have seen this film. So thanks once again to the makers, and great job, fantastic teamwork. Fantastic,
and what's
the
movie review
brilliant,
TV
brilliant.
motto? Movie review TV motto.
I don't know what is it, Michael.
Moving you at the movies.
Oh, moving you at the movies. There we go. Moving you at the movies. Right. Well, we'll use that one today. Moving you at the movies. And we'll cheers to that. Cheers to moving you at the movies. Cheers to enjoying yourself and losing yourself at the movies too. It's great to just get away and enjoy it and take some time out for you and watch the movies, and to appreciate great art and great performance, great acting, great dancing, great costumes. There's so much beautiful artistic creative license in this. And that little scene there with the family up on the rooftop with the lights going around that was magic as well. Some beautiful magic moments in this film. So enjoy, and we'll be back soon with more from Movie Review TV. Bye for now.
See you later.